Is the Floyd Rose actually the worst bridge ever? It's time to get to the bottom of this. Alright guys, first of all, I don't actually think that the Floyd Rose is the worst bridge ever. There are two main things I want to talk about in this video. Number one, why I prefer to have a hardtail and not a Floyd. And number two, why is it such a hot button issue for some people when they see another person saying, yeah, I don't think the Floyd's a very good bridge, or I don't like a Floyd, or Floyds are no good, or whatever. That seems to really get some people's blood boiling. Why? Let's talk about it. First of all, I've had a lot of comments on a bunch of my videos about the guitars that I've made for myself, or guitars that I've ordered, or guitars that I'm playing, and I see a lot of comments saying, where's the Floyd? Bro, it needs a Floyd. Dude, it's missing the Floyd. In fact, out of all my guitars right now, only 2 of them have a Floyd Rose bridge. My personal preference is for a hardtail bridge. My first guitar was a Harmony from the JCPenney catalog, and it basically had like a hardtail, flat kind of a bridge. And then after that, I had a major upgrade to a Hamer Scarab 2 guitar, and it came with a Kaler bridge. If you think about the difference between a Kaler and a Floyd, the Floyd has the fine tuners that kind of stick up in the back, right? And then the Kaler, the fine tuners are a lot lower profile. So I think when I was learning to play in those first few years, my hand position was just a little bit further back because there was nothing blocking my hand or getting in the way when I was playing. So throughout all the years that I've played guitar, I've always preferred not to have a Floyd because of that specific reason. There's no denying the success of the Floyd bridge. And then when I think back to like my favorite players from the 80s and some of my favorite solos recorded in the 80s, George Lynch, Eddie Van Halen, Warren D. Martini, they all use Floyd bridges. So it's pretty hard to say like, well, you can't really play very well with a Floyd, or you can't play a good solo with a Floyd. Obviously you can, but there are also plenty of some of the greatest of all time that don't use a Floyd and never have, like Yngwie Malmsteen. So I think it just comes down to personal preference for a lot of these guys. I want to ask you guys, why does it get people so irritated or so mad that they'll see a video on YouTube? There was a guy that did a video recently and he was claiming that the Kaler is basically a better bridge than the Floyd. And just about everybody watching that video wouldn't personally know that guy. You would have just seen him on YouTube. Just like some of you watching now, maybe this is the first video of mine you've seen, maybe you've watched a bunch of my videos, but probably you don't know me personally. So if I was on here saying, the Floyd is a horrible bridge, it's the worst one ever, you shouldn't use that, why does that get some people so irritated? Unless you are actually Floyd Rose, you know, the guy who designed the bridge and created it, why does it matter so much when somebody else, a complete stranger, says, yeah, I don't really like that bridge, I don't think it's really that great? Does it bother you when somebody says they don't like a Floyd or they don't use a Floyd? And if it does, why? Why would that matter? Let me know in the comments. Alright, later guys.